So, the rumor mills. Dear God, the rumor mills are fucking turning again. They're churning, turning, whatever. The rumor mills are go. Okay, and and I think I know why. I know why. I know why the rumor mills are going the way that they're going. Tokyo Game Shows this month. The Tokyo Game Show. So it would make a lot of sense that number one, Nintendo would reveal a trailer at around the time of the Tokyo Game Show. Here's another thing that people don't realize: the first trailer that we saw having to do with the original Switch was in September. It was a September, just like this month, and I think it was during a Tokyo Game Show, so it makes sense. Now, with that comes rumors upon rumors, and a lot of them have been persistent rumors, very persistent rumors. Okay, and some of them have been persistent. I'm just going to go over some of them, all right, and kind of talk about it, all right. So let's start with, and my head is in the way. My fat, ugly head is in the way. Let's start with this rumor. The rumors keep coming and coming from industry pundits. This is from Nintendo Wire, by the way. Coming from industry pundits regarding the Switch successor. Stop saying two. We don't know what it's going to be called. Just stop. Just stop. It's the successor to the Switch. We're just going to call it Switch successor. In lieu of any actual news from Nintendo, it's been down to YouTube personalities and industry insiders to leak out information about what they believe the Switch successor will contain. The latest rumor, which comes from noted pundit Nate the Hate, claims that the Switch successor is 100% going to have backwards compatibility with the first console. This has been a rumor for a long time. When a rumor persists, there's some goddamn truth to it. When the rumors just keep going and going and going, there's some truth. All right. So I'm believing this. The more I hear this rumor from different people, from different sources, the more I believe it. The more I think it's true. So they're saying it's going to have backwards compatibility with the current Switch software. I would hope so. I would hope so. A ways back, and I'm not going to try and dig it up, but a good ways back, they were hiring people basically for basically positions that would require knowledge needed to work on an operating system much like the Switch operating system. And it, believe me, it is an operating system or a front end or whatever you want to call it. They were hiring people having to do with like compatibility. And when you look at the job listings of people they've been trying to hire over time, it definitely feels like something pertaining to the Switch successor. Um, you can't help but think, ah yes, compatibility, ah yes, yes, backwards compatibility, right? This has been so persistent for years that I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly. In fact, I expect it. I expect it with all the software they sell digitally. I expect it. In fact, moving forward, I don't know for sure, but I do believe Nintendo is going to want to just have digital software continue to be um, accessible on future platforms. Um, they're expecting the Switch successor to last 10 years. Uh, as we know, the current Switch didn't last 10 years. And as I've stated before, duh, it wasn't gonna last 10 years because it was really that far behind when they released it. They didn't have that luxury, as I stated before. I've stated over and over again, Nintendo doesn't have the luxury for 10 years because the device wasn't very powerful when it came out of the gate. All right. And like it or not, power does matter. They do kind of play the power game. Kind of. They kind of play the power game. Not as much as the other guys, but they kind of do. They want to make something that they can give more to the developers. They want to create more that they can use to create something more with. Personally speaking, I don't think we need every game to be a big AAA investment. I don't think every game has to be a big AAA game. We've had some really awesome titles come out here at the end of the Switch's lifespan that really, in my opinion, I can't consider them AAA, except maybe Brothership. Mario and Luigi Brothership looks AAA by Nintendo standards. It's AAA. So, and regardless of what other people on YouTube have said that report on this stuff, the current Switch, it wasn't a success because of third-party software. It was a success in spite of the of the AAA third-party software. AAA titles from third parties came to the device after it was very clear that it was going to be a big success. They saw it selling well enough that they felt that they could get some money. It's all about that money. And so, they thought the profits would be good. And so that's why we got the games we got. We got 2016 Doom. We got the follow up to the 2016 Doom. Doom, I can't remember. I can't remember the name for that game. It's had like a subtitle. So we got that one too. What else did we get? We got the Wolfenstein, the new Colossus, I think it was. We got Wolfenstein games. Those are all. And let's back up again. Let's back up just a bit. Just because something is AAA doesn't mean it has to be realistic looking. But in the case of these games, they were realistic and gritty, which seems to be a thing that certain YouTube personalities, Review Tech USA, seem to think is linked. So if it's gritty and realistic, it's AAA. No, and even then, third-party AAA titles aren't aren't really becoming all that necessary. First-party AAA aren't all that necessarily. And I think even Nintendo's known this for a long time. Games need to be fun. That's it. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter to me, anyways, how it looks. It matters to me presentation and how it plays. Is it fun? That's what matters. But yeah, we've heard multiple times, and it is something everyone was expecting. While it makes sense why the Switch could support previous Nintendo platforms outside of the Switch Online apps providing emulation, completely dropping the library from the first Switch will be a disastrous move for a follow-up console. With the Switch on track to become the best-selling console of all time, Nintendo would lose possibly the largest audience it has ever made if the new device didn't play older games. Absolutely. So, there's a lot of stuff, and it's been popping up on my timeline. That was one of them. Let's see if we see any more going down, but I usually do. Like, and I'm not talking about this just because it ended up, I had already planned to make a video, basically. Oh, those look cool. What the hell are these? They're not Nintendo related, but they look awesome. The K56 and K560 appear to be two handhelds from. This is not what this video is about. We're not doing this. Do I have to put a search for that, like a hashtag switch to? I feel like that's what we have to do is search the hashtag switch to, or switch successor. If we want to find the other posts I've been seeing, just a lot of rumors coming out. I hate when they do that. So hashtag switch to. Games industry switch to in September. Yeah, so oh, that's not even in fucking English. I hate that. I hate that. Hate that. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, there's so much shit that's not in English. I wish I could filter out the shit that's not in English. Nintendo Switch 2 delay due to TSMC. I have no idea what they're talking about. it's frustrating. You keep seeing all these industry analysts talking about things having to do with the Switch. Then the next minute, you can't find these. So fuck this. I'll just talk about what I've seen, what I've read before. Trying to reference something on Twitter is like digging for a needle in a haystack. It's not happening. It's not happening. So, yeah, on top of the rumors about the backwards compatibility, there's been other rumors about like the size of the screen being bigger, of course. It's going to be a bit bigger on the device. I don't know if I want it to be bigger. I feel like the current size of the screen on the Switch is perfectly serviceable. Honestly, I don't feel like Nintendo has to go out that far. My Switch is not an OLED. I don't feel like an OLED Switch is necessary personally, but I know a lot of people want an OLED. I don't think it will be. I still hold to it that I want them to do. I'm actually, not only do I expect Nintendo to do these kind of things where they add another feature, I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for either a 3DS type screen possibly, which would make sense, not doing OLED. Maybe they want to do the 3D thing again, right? Maybe. I don't know. I could see them just adding a gimmick. Of course, a lot of people have started defending Nintendo, saying it's not gimmicks, it's a feature. It's a feature. It's a feature of the device. It's only a feature if people give a shit about it. That's the other thing. You can't just say it's a feature. It's a gimmick when people don't give a shit. If it's something that doesn't land, it's an annoying gimmick. All right. And Nintendo is so horribly secretive. I don't think it's a good thing to be that secretive. I mean, okay, in a way it is. Yes. Let's back up. They're not secretive because of us. I'm pretty sure if they thought it wouldn't damage their business, they would tell us everything they're working on. They would be very open about what they're developing. We would know everything. Everything. But they don't tell us, and it's not because they don't want us, the public and the consumer, to know, people who are part of, the hobby of playing video games. It's not that they don't want us to know. They would love for us to know. They have the competition to worry about. That's why they don't just out and tell us stuff. Oh my God, it's a dual screen device. What the hell? I think if the Switch 2 had a dual screen, it'd be down. I'd be down with it. Yeah, dual screen. There was rumors at one point, right, that the Switch successor would have these screens. It doesn't necessarily come with the screen, but it'll come with a screen you can latch to it for dual screen. And then, of course, my last video, I said I would like to see a wireless docking mode, to where you could stream extra video and audio to the main screen, um, for basically a Wii U type of situation. I could see that happening. Will they? Probably not. The public can sit here and think of all kinds of things that would be really cool that we want to see. We could think of those things. We would sit here and come up with those things, right? But Nintendo would never think of it. They would never think of it. In fact, I feel like that's what happened with the Switch. The Wii U came out and people were like, "I want to take this on the go. I want to play stuff. I want to play games on the toilet. I want to take my games with me." Blah 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 blah. And I feel like before President Iwata passed away, I think that he saw this and he said, "Wii U's not doing so hot. This is what we're going to do for the successor." And that's why we ended up with the Switch. I'm hoping they're taking that same approach with the current Switch and going on to the successor. I hope they're looking at what people are saying about the current Switch and going, hmm, hmm, yeah, we should do that with the successor. I do. I do hope they do that. Like, I do hope it's something where they go, good idea. Let's do that. So, ideas like, and I'll show you real quick, ideas like this, where you have two screens connected and it's like you can connect an extra screen if you want DS like game experience. You could do that. Or, of course, like I said, wireless streaming of the audio and data to your television. So when you're at home sitting there, you can use the television in conjunction with the controller, I feel like we're going to get a Super Mario Maker 3. I think we will. And I'm hoping for that wireless sort of thing with the extra screen as your television, kind of a Wii U-esque experience. And I don't mean have that be the main experience. I'm just saying as an option, as an aside. And I'm hoping for it to be there because I'm hoping that people will be able to, you know, my biggest problem, and I've said it before, with Super Mario Maker 2 is I couldn't sit there and look at the TV and have things that I'm drawing there, building out my level with a touch screen. And also, I miss stylus. I miss the stylus. I like stylus. Touch controls with my finger leaves an oily mess. I don't like that. I miss stylists. But anyhow, being able to draw out my level and everything like that. Instead, when you hook it to your television, you want to look at your television, you're having to use the controls here. They have motion controls. Why couldn't I use it like a mouse with the motion controls? And I don't know. Super Mario Maker 2 to me was a bit of a failure. I mean, it was a success financially, which is all that matters. I do believe it sold very, very well, but man, I don't know. Um, so I expect it. I expect that the Switch successor is going to have something. I expect that it's going to have another gimmick. What kind of gimmick? I don't know. If I'm able to switch to a Virtual Boy type mode to where I can just kind of slide it into a goggle thing and play. Hell, we could put Virtual Boy games on the next Switch and I could sit there and play them, as they would originally be played. Or we can get new versions of Virtual Boy game. I don't think the Virtual Boy was a bad idea. It didn't fail because it was a bad idea. It failed because it was executed poorly. And I hate when companies take and they completely ignore something just because it failed. Look at why it failed and give it a redemption arc. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like when it comes to a lot of things. It needs a redemption arc. Like Final, we keep remaking Final Fantasy games. They remade Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was already a great game. Why remake it? There was no reason that. Final Fantasy VIII, on the other hand, was not exactly loved, right? So why aren't we remaking Final Fantasy VIII? It wasn't really all that well received. I think it needs fixed. Like having monsters actually give you money for a change, having maybe a little bit more in a way of equipment instead of getting money by way of mission in the end of a mission. What were they thinking? But that's the point I'm trying to make. Companies are bad about this. They remake shit that was already great, and they don't remake the shit that needs a redemption arc. The Virtual Boy needs a redemption arc. And I think if they had a mode you could switch to with the Switch successor that plays a lot like a Virtual Boy, but better because color and not black and red, I think that would be a great redemption arc, for the Virtual Boy by just having that. It wouldn't be full VR. I don't think so. I mean, they could try and do full VR, but it could be a fun diversion. It could be fun for everybody. So, and if you combine something like that with the Switch, with the idea of a streaming audio video of the Switch to the dock, people could still see what you're playing when you have the goggles on. Like, why am I thinking these ideas and I don't think Nintendo is? I don't know. It's not just Nintendo that's like this. Anybody can come to a company and say, this is a bad idea. Why don't you do this? It's a great idea. It's free. Take it from me. Use it. And companies will be like, now we got our own ideas going on. You just wait and see what we got. Oh, we got some shit. We got some shit you gonna love. No, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Odds are you're gonna come out with something that's just same old, same out of the same playbook and everything. It's just all gonna be the same. You're not going to learn. That's how companies are. They don't listen to the fan base. They don't listen to the consumer. They try to give you what they think the consumer should have. They don't give you what the consumer asks for or suggests or ideas. They don't. They just do what they think. It's like, oh no, you don't know what you want. As a consumer, you don't really know what you want. We're going to give you what you want. Okay, we're going to make you feel that you want this. This is something you didn't know you wanted. For real, people for years have been saying that technology is going to get to the point to where you're going to be taking, and it's happening, you're going to be taking a lot of quote unquote AAA experiences with you anywhere, right? And it's happening. You know, one day mobile phones would be great for console gamings and whatnot. We're seeing all those things come to fruition. In fact, I do believe it was Richard Masucci who was saying this kind of stuff at one point. He also said that modern consoles were gimped PCs. He's right about that. They are. Like PlayStation and Xbox are both, they have the exact same kind of hardware as a desktop PC, right? So, but you can't do everything like a desktop PC. You can't choose your operating system or any of that stuff. So that's why they're gimped. That's why you can't just do what you want with them. I can't play a pornographic game if I want to. They have to like make sure the library is exactly what it's supposed to be. They have to watch the library more or less. And oh god, my head is kind of hurting. Uh there was supposed to be more about the Switch Nintendo. I kind of like this, kind of that Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I'd be happy if this for this to be the Switch 2 logo. If they, instead of calling it Switch 2, I still think a lot of people have been saying this, the Super Nintendo Switch would be really cool. Let's just go back to the Super acronym or whatever it was called. Let's go back to that. But yeah, I've been going on longer than I intended to, and I apologize. And I know I'm reiterating a lot of things that I'm trying to say. I'm gonna be there when the trailer comes out. I'm going to do a reaction to it. I was gonna do a live reaction, but I feel like I should just do a video, like react to it in a video instead of live streaming. People don't show up a whole lot to my live streams, so I feel like a video's better. People can take their own time and come watch it later. But anyhow, this has been the goof. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I don't mind hearing. I'm pretty sure we're going to disagree quite a bit on this subject. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are shaking their head. That's a stupid idea, and you're stupid for having that stupid idea. Why should it have 3D or a Virtual Boy mode or being able to stream the audio visuals to TV? Well, Wii U failed for a reason. You already know those people out there are watching going, God, he's stupid. These ideas are stupid. You're stupid. You know people are out there watching my videos saying, God, where does he come up with this stupid shit? He's such a fucking moron. I'm out.